Hello and welcome back everyone to round number 13 for the Belgium Grand Prix, and today we are going to race at the Belgium circuit, one of my favourite tracks on the entire Formula 1 calendar, alongside with probably multiple other circuits, you know, but this is genuinely one of my favourite circuits to come to. I like many circuits across the calendar actually, and I'm just going to name a few. Bahrain I think is very good. I always like Australia as a season opener. As a track I don't think it's that great, but as a season opener I've always seen it as the best place to start and kickstart the season. But Bahrain I always see a good track for good racing, always a nice one for racing in terms of pushing the car. Other circuits would have to be, you know, for getting a result, I would say China tends to be a circuit where I do tend to go well. I'm pretty strong at. Spain is a circuit, you know, that I again strong at in terms of racing. I'm not a big fan again of. You know, I see it as an okay track. But I see it very important to the F1 calendar nowadays, especially for testing. But circuits I like, really like, would have to go to Austria. I really love that circuit. Brilliant circuit. Germany, Hockenheim, of course, lovely circuit again. Here, Belgium, obviously, Spa-Francorchamps, another great circuit I always find. Italy, really lovely circuit. Japan, brilliant circuit, and Brazil, they are my favourite circuits on the calendar that I really look forward to go to every year, year in, year out. Them circuits are the pinnacle, I think, of Formula 1. But let's get into today's video then for this round of the calendar. For round number 13, we're going to do practice, kickstart things off with a easy practice session, and we'll just see really where that practice gets us today. In overall, I think we've got a good chance of doing well here. Belgium's a circuit where we do well anyway. So, obviously, in terms of our power unit, right now, we're practically on our 4th unit of the season right now. We may take one more power unit this season, so that'll be 6 units for the entire season, possibly. We'll just have to wait and see. But first practice session, bit wet. I don't really want to, you know, go out there, so we're just gonna sim forward the time. And yeah, we'll just see. Hopefully it clears up. Let's just see. Is it expected to clear up? No, I don't think it is. So we'll jump to
It's time to remind ourselves of
so
our top 3.
It didn't dry up. We didn't go out there in that first practice session, so we're going to jump to now FP2, hopefully where it will be drier, hopefully. And just where we can get a bit of dry practice, because the race and qualifying is going to be dry sessions, so I don't really want to be wasting up a set of inters. Let's say it did rain at any one given point in the race, at least we have that tyre advantage going in. Right now, so far, we have no knowledge of a circuit, but I prefer to have tyre advantage as well. Yeah. So FP2 then we'll get into. Clearly, that's first time I think we're gonna do a practice 2 session. This now practice 2 session, I guess, will be possibly a bit more like the real race. And again, it's another wet session. And I just don't have the confidence it's going to dry up, so it looks like we won't be doing FP2. I think it dried up very much at the end, but then we're going to do FP3. So we'll be doing FP3 here then for the first time. So first time we've even done an FP3 session. But this time probably, I imagine, because it'll be like translating the qualifying weather, it will be more of a dry session overall, hopefully. If not, we may lose out on practice, but even if it is wet, we're going to go out just for then to get some of the programs done and dusted, you know, here. But yeah, Obviously, it's meant to be dry for qualifying and the race, so we shouldn't have any problems. I think it could rain at the end if I'm correct with this qualifying, I'm not too sure. But as you can see, no threat of rain, so let's go on, let's get this done. So we're going to do the track climatization now. So this is basically the part of the session where we have to go through the gates. Obviously, we've got limited time to get used to the car in this session, really. Open up the DRS, have a final corner, then plough our way into this first right-hander. Now, this right-hander, very important to get a clean exit. It doesn't matter if you run onto the curb that much, it's rather flat and quite kind to the player. Up the hill, down into Rouge, then up through Radion, of course, then down the back of the Kemmel Straight as we head now into the famous turn 5 where the Kemmel Straight just comes, you could almost describe, to a standstill here. Now, this weekend I'm expecting an okay result, believe it or not, because we do have actually no longer the worst engine. We have actually one of the better engines on the grid now currently, as things stand, and missing that gate. Gonna just use a rewind. We didn't miss it by much. Well, we did actually, but what I'm trying to say, we don't want to waste time in these programs. And again, missing that gate turn 9, really not good through there. Car just not wanting to turn in where the gate is, but that's okay. Now great this time. Down the hill. How did we miss that? We must have been sleeping there. Right, down the hill for a second time. So we get purple, and again we're not good at this gate thing today, are we? That's better. Well done. We've got through that gate now. Eventually, as we now flow the car through this mid-speed section. This really helps if you got a good downforce package in this mid-speed section, but then we come back out of this corner and it's now flat out to the bus stop chicane. Turn 18, bus stop chicane, and we've again missed a gate. I just want to literally get these practice programs done. That should just help us go develop the car. That's the main focus of these sessions. Also to get, I guess, a bit of a feel for the car as well. Right, that's that done. Then we got the purple there. Obviously, with race pace, we're not gonna use flashbacks, or try not to. We'll try and avoid them where possible. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Now, by the way, if you guys, how can I put it, like my, how slow is, I don't even know there was a car there. Right, that's Leclerc coming up nice and fast, keep to right. Let Leclerc through. We don't want to delay Leclerc. Now, on last year's game, the problem I always found with this track was the ERS management. Very, very difficult, I always found around here. Very thirsty circuit this is. Slightly missing turn 1, doesn't matter too much. Right, down the Kemmel Straight. I meant down into Rouge, sorry. And up through Radion. Now the DRS is slightly earlier of what I can tell this year. Slightly longer.
ETA is about 15 minutes.
rain inbound, so 15 minutes till rain. Down the hill. Great grip. Obviously, right now we're doing our programs on, by the way, slightly different tyres. So we haven't tested out the medium tyre, by the way. So this is only going to be representative to what the actual soft is capable of, and not to what the medium's capable of. And that's us now up into 7th. Out of that corner, down the hill now towards Erouge. Then up through Radion. Again, DRS slightly earlier, catching me off a bit off guard there. Being used to that later DRS zone. It's only a few meters early this year by the looks of it, by a good maybe 5 or 10 meters, not by much, but quite significant though. Like, especially in a car of Formula 1 capabilities, and that's us around and in the barrier. So yeah, as I was saying, like, DRS is a very important thing, obviously, in a modern day Formula 1 car. Especially, okay, if, basically, it, you know, what I'm trying to say, if, let's say, there was a DRS, okay, 10 or 20 meters earlier, that's quite significant, especially for reduction of drag, because it just means you have that slightly earlier chance just to make the overtake now. So this year, like, it's going to be so important to be in the slipstream. I'm not sure whether DRS is earlier also off that corner slightly. Doesn't feel like it, but certainly up the Kemmel straight certainly feels a bit earlier. Right now the DRS does. Right, down into Rouge, up through Radion. Over the Kemmel straight now. Open up DRS slightly earlier that time. Better in terms of opening out. And that just gives us a little bit less drag. We head now down the hill practically. Bit wide there, won't affect us too much. Short shift down, then a short shift up, back practically. Just get the car turned in, nicely rotated. Down to 4th gear. Balls, we were doing quite well there, just going to use that one flash black just to get the purple R&D score, because we were doing quite well up to that point. And now we're doing dreadful after using that one flashback. Then Right, for maximum R&D points, our pace looking very, very solid in the race run. Up across the line, and that's now the end of that, and that's a purple R&D score. So that's 100 resource points earned, and yeah, tyre wear on the soft looking a bit higher than what the team would like, clearly there. So that is a bit of a shame, but otherwise things are looking okay.
The session has drawn to a
close,
so let's review our top three. Hamilton, Vettel, and
practice, we can't really take anything from it because, yeah, half the cars there on different tyres. The only thing we can tell is it looks like we're up there with the McLaren of Norris, sort of in the mix with the racing points, but the Williams miles ahead right now, if that's the case. About a good half-second clear, almost touching the Red Bulls. So this could be a very good weekend for Russell if Russell or Kubica could deliver a great result. But it's only practice. Let's not take anything or too much from that, because obviously half the field was on the medium tyre, so that gives really half the field a chance to improve. And when you take that into consideration, half a field chance to improve, well, 2 Red Bulls are going to be faster, Ferrari's still going to improve, so yeah, you know, and we probably still haven't even done our best lap as of yet, so yeah, we can't really take it as a pinch of salt reading into them practice times, and let's now get into qualifying. Don't take these times with a pinch of salt though. These times are going to be now the real times now. So first job, getting our Q1 into Q2, slightly longer lap here. Obviously session isn't any different. Session's still 18 minutes for this first part. Then, okay, second part is to get through to or from Q2 into Q3. Of course, and then from Q3, it's about setting your fastest lap then. So obviously we're going to go out now, but the one thing I forgot to do was to adjust my wings. So basically running with the car we've got. A Bob Standard setup car. It don't feel too bad though, driving the Bob Standard setup car. Just means we'll have less straight line speed, possibly, but cornering speed should be okay. Right. Right behind the Williams, of course. Not too sure which one of the two that is. Whether that's Russell or Kubica, not too sure. Don't really care either. Got a racing point just behind. Teammates about just coming at the end of the Kemmel Straight behind one of the Red Bulls. So either Russell or Kubica will be the first to cross the line, but you know, we may want to get a move on because it is starting to rain, and you know, getting in a lap here could be so important. Actually, I'm just going for it now. I don't really care because it is raining. If that rains any harder, we're screwed. So those in the garage may get caught out here, so long we don't get caught out. So this could be the lap that secures us through to Q2 regardless, depending on the weather situation later on in the session. So let's just try and get this lap in and get it in well then. Down the Kemmel Straight. down the hill now. Obviously just hoping that either rain dries or or pours down. But one thing that we do have, obviously, as the track is dampened, the more the rain lasts, the longer it may or may not last, the better this is for our situation in some sense, because it just means those behind will have far worse grip. Weather report.
This rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Obviously, the longer that rain lasts, the more it hurts those still in the garage. So George just done a 147. We're gonna go a tad quicker than by a good 3/10 there. So is that the lap that gets us through into Q2? Well, at the moment, I guess the answer would have to be yes, because right now no one's out, except us and probably about half the field. The other half still in the garage. Gasly going quicker. My teammate's just coming up to the line now, so I'm not sure where he's gone. I don't think it's quicker than us, so it looks like we're quicker than our teammate here. Obviously, we pushed the car there, though. Like, the reason why I pushed the car was because I just don't want to get caught out in these wet conditions. So easy to get caught out, you know. And obviously, the longer it rains, the more rain that keeps falling, you know, those who are on either out laps or still on in laps, you know, the track's just going to get wetter and wetter, basically. So eventually it'll get to such a point where the dry won't be able to compete anymore, and yeah, basically it'll end up possibly where you need to go out on a set of inters, and the inters just won't give as much grip or as much ability. Like even now, until the car slightly worse than it maybe was a lap ago. So yeah, obviously we're still not going to be getting pole in this session or being the quickest car, but the point is, like, you know, we don't want to be the slowest either, and we want to get through to Q2. But don't want to get caught out either. Oh, that was a bit of a hit on the way in. Just use that. I've done that twice now. First the left, then the right. It's not even a tricky pit entrance, that one. I always find that one of the more easier pit entrances. Probably the track and the way the tyres working. But yeah. In terms of heat in the tyres, well, they haven't dropped off significantly as of yet. But yeah, you know, obviously the track is getting wetter. Every minute it continues to rain, and yeah, with obviously half the field still, like, probably not even out on circuit doing their laps yet, probably now leaving, you know, we're sort of now in that position where, you know, every moment it gets wetter and wetter, that just gives us the chance to progress further and further. But it is meant to dry up in a few moments time anyway, so this just may be those saving graces. But in terms of where we are compared to Albon, well, actually we did a very good lap then. Obviously I did commit to that lap more than maybe my teammate, I'm not too sure. Obviously, yeah, right now though, how clear are we? That is around 5/10. I'm going to stay in the garage. I feel we're going to be good. I think we're going to go through. Let's see if my theory's right. We're correct. That's us through to Q2 then there, ladies and gents. And out in session 1, so Lucas Weber, Alex Albon, Stroll, Grosjean and Kubica. Through to Q2, I only read from 10th to, or 15th to 10th. Russell, Butler, Raikkonen, Norris, Verstappen and Magnussen. But interestingly, Verstappen gets through on the medium tyre, whereas obviously those above him really only going through mainly on softs. So yeah, that'll be very interesting to see how that one plays out, obviously. So that means obviously them drivers that did their laps on mediums will now be on the softs. It'd be interesting to see whether any of the top teams do go out on mediums here in session 2, obviously to try and progress to Q3, you know, and do that alternative strategy. But yeah, right now as things stand, you know. But we are now the only Toro Rosso representing in this second part of qualifying. So yeah, this is going to be very big for our team. Obviously it's not going to be as wet, I don't think. I'm not too sure whether it'll be as wet. Still raining, so rain is still coming down. Whether or not this will have again another impact on how the session plays out, I don't know. But up through Rouge, so slippery. Then through there, this may be an intermediate session. Weather report.
We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So 20 minutes of light rain then predicted, so, or at least 20 minutes. That is quite scary though, to think we're out on dries, yet the tyres didn't hold on through Rouge. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence when you're just driving, you know, for your hot lap. But now I know if we don't take that corner caution, we could easily repeat the same issue. If we take it with caution, we may just lose out a bunch of time stupidly for nothing. Which I don't want to do either. Realistically, I don't want to spin, I don't want to lose out time. I want to sort of be in the middle. But I do think we're going to need to take it with caution. I think that'll be the only way through. So, obviously track once again just getting wetter and wetter by the looks of it. And yes, certainly so much less grip out of that turn. The final corner down into turn 1. Just been a bit more delicate on the throttle pedal. We head down into turn 1. Right, this is where we spun the car. We're not going to spin the car this time. Having a slight lift. So scary through there though. Absolutely a nightmare to drive in these wet conditions. Like literally no confidence whatsoever compared to our first lap. So different. Even through here and feel the less grip, you know. This is very close to a changeover point. Driving the car just within the limit. And we're around. That's us gone. Yeah. That is then our first lap over. Might as well come into the pits. And it's not going to get any easier. Just got no confidence in these wet conditions right now. Feel like we're driving a car that is on ice. And look how fast Devon Butler's gone, only a 50, so I think that really says it all. Like how much slower the track is. Leclerc into the 48s. Leclerc was doing 45s, weren't he, last time, so that's 3 seconds slower. Bottas with a 1:48.4, so yeah, 3 seconds off the pace the track is right now. that just shows how much less grip there is. We'll go out at the end of the session maybe for one last attempt, but I've got a bad feeling that this is going to be. Hamilton does a 47, so Hamilton certainly powering his way on, but still some 2 seconds slower than what he did in Q1. So that's quite a lot of time deficit there. 2 seconds from now to Q1. That's a huge time deficit. You might as well, you know, draw a line. So it's not looking good if we are going to go through. Right now George Russell's going through, but we are out. Norris hasn't even done a time, and the track, is it ramping up? I'm not too sure. Where did Norris go? Where is Norris? Lando done 13th, so 2 McLarens. Yeah. Right, we'll go out now. We'll give it one go. I don't have a great feeling. I just think this is the end of the road for us in terms of how far we can progress. I don't see us getting through to Q3. If we do, that's a miracle. So it's still raining, rain's still coming down. Is it coming down light? I'm not too sure. Is it though gonna come down? Let's just see what can be done. I feel a bit more confident through there. A bit more. Not a lot, don't get me wrong. Feel like there is something maybe. Maybe there is something on our side. Maybe the wind has blown again a different direction. You just don't know. Down the hill. I think we've still got to be very cautious. Approach it with great care the lap, but I think there is going to be a chance here. Maybe one glimmer of hope. And that's all we need, is a glimmer of hope here. We don't need anything else. Luckily it's staying dry enough just to, you know, do still slick runs, which probably is that hope as well. Alright, turn up the engine now. Everyone else, I think, is staying in the garage. So we're going to be literally the last car to cross the line, and cross the line we go. Turn 1.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
Flat out, which is good. I did not lift really that much, maybe just a tad, but why no use of brakes there, which is absolutely excellent. So if there was hope, there is now certainly sunshine and light on the end of the tunnel. This could be the lap that sends us into Q3. Certainly feeling a lot more confident now. Seconds down. This isn't going to be easy still. So it's going to come down to the last sector here. Bit deep. Get Ricardo turned in. I don't think it's enough. No, I don't think that's enough. 15th. There was hope though there. And I do think we did set a very decent first sector. I think we were in the 30s. But yeah, just not enough. In fact, way off then. About a second off. I just want to have a look though at the time in that first sector compared to Russell. So first sector for Russell 37. First sector for us a 31. So 3/10 down in that first. As I said, was small hope in that first. But especially when you compare us to the McLarens, you can see we were actually up on the McLarens, which what prompted me to say there was hope. And yeah, we weren't too far off the Hazes or the Williams either, that really. But I think it was a second sector where we lost the time, 49. We did a 49. I don't know, a bit very similar there, I guess. But 2/10 down again. So then it must have been the last, I presume, maybe. 31. Yeah, last sector. What basically killed the lap. Then there. But we're out. So that's us out of qualifying. We're starting 15th, which I guess isn't a bad position to start when you think of it. You know, we got through into Q2, I guess, which is positive. But we're still out of qualifying, and we have to settle for what is 15th on the grid. But I do think we will have a good race. It's going to be dry for race, it should be, so there shouldn't be any problems there. So that's one positive, I guess, compared to maybe, you know,
very solid
other results.
You're
but yeah,
good for the race.
So it is going to be sunny, more sunny, which is great. But you know, just a shame it wasn't sunny at the time of asking here today. Obviously, you know, we needed it to be sunny in the quali as well as race.
48 races held before
But
we begin,
at least the positive thing is, you know, it's sunny now, so that means obviously,
Okay,
yeah.
Don't worry about making places into one, it's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum down the Camel Straight.
So, right, here we go then. Starting P15.
Map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
So, nice and sunny weather here at Spa in Belgium. Sorry if I've got a bit of a cough, I do apologise. So, the goal for today, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is to finish top 10. I think that's a realistic aim. The car looked good in practice. It didn't look too bad in qualifying, especially in the drier part of the session. It comfortably made it through. But then, when it started to rain, it all fell away. Right, here we go then. In P15 for the 13th round of the season. Used to be round number 12 listed. Now it's round number 13. Going off Albon, who went to the right. Small bit of contact between Magnussen. Magnussen again making a bit more contact, just checking whether the wing's okay, and it is. As we head up the Rouge, now Norris is going to be all over my tail. We're going to stick to the right hand side just to not allow Norris in to that right hand side, push Norris out wide. Now just sort of swerve the car into Norris a little bit, and that's us up into 13th. That's probably one of our better starts so far this season. We're only 3 positions away now from points, as Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen battling it out, but we've just gone wide. Had to lift off there for Norris because Norris stuck his nose in, and now Butler really having a go as well in these early stages of the race. So back down to P14, so we're now 4 positions behind P10. Right, so lap 1 of the race done, taking a more defensive line. Butler gonna have me here, I think. So we're gonna nick the slipstream. Tiny wheel on the grass. Gonna now launch back down into the chicane. On the brakes. There you go. That's lap 1 done. So right, lap number 2 now we're on. By the way, our pit stop opens lap 6, so we've got basically 6 laps. Terrible exit out of Bradion. Just not feeling right now car balance as of yet. Too great. Like, yeah, car felt really good off the start, but so far not feeling too much of a car balance from the tyres, which is a great shame. The car is more or less there, I feel, on the pace wise. Just about feeling the tyres. But I feel like the tyres will work their way into this race right now. That's what I'm hoping. I already feel a bit more now confident to push through there. We're now closing up to the rear of Norris somewhat. It's Raikkonen and Lando battling out for P12 and P13. So we're now just starting to stretch our legs and, you know, get into a rhythm here at the Belgium Grand Prix. Getting a bit out on the curb. Butler's going to be all over my rear here. But we're gaining also onto the back of Lando by the looks of it as well. So it looks like Butler's keeping up with me, but I'm gaining on Lando. That time a lot better on through Radion. But this time going again to the inside, taking that inside line. I feel like we've just got enough to defend off Butler there. Probably should have stayed on the inside. In all truths, but yeah, oh well.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Alright, the tyre's feeling a whole lot better now.
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
Right. So now in the slipstream of Norris here.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Nice exit, come on. Out drag. That's it. Got a bit of wing damage, just a tad. Won't affect too much. Right, next up is Raikkonen, the Iceman. Having a think about going around the outside then there. Not quite. Don't feel like I had a run. Right. Norris got us here, I think.
Some information on Norris. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Don't look like a problem. Looks like we've got the problem right now, but should easily be able to get Norris back on the brakes, and someone made contact with me there. I think it was Butler who tapped my rear. I certainly felt some contact from the rear of the car. And that obviously wasn't nice. Don't want to say it was 100% Butler, because it could have been my teammate having a look on it. I may go back to review it at the end of the race, see who tapped my rear on lap 4 and sent me almost into the back of Kimi Raikkonen. But here comes Albon, my teammate, making an audacious move around the outside. We're going to hold our car on the inside, but my teammate has done me here in the Belgium Grand Prix. But can we do our teammate back? We're going to have a look, but not quite got the grip level there, unfortunately, to do my teammate. My teammate just able to hang on in there. Go away. Please say no damage. Yes, no damage.
Just to advise you, we're expecting the tyre grip to start falling off noticeably around now, but this set should be okay for
Right, Hulkenberg now under pressure. We're gaining so much on our teammate. Look how much we're gaining, we're gaining, but just nowhere to go. We're sort of boxed in. Can we go for a lunge on all three? Gonna sort of come, he sort of cut across me here. And that's us up into P6. So, after a lovely gain, and really benefited from that. Right, next up is K-Mag. And we're obviously coming in this lap, so we're pitting. Our teammate, I don't think's pitted yet. So just trying to break the toe here. Because I just don't want Raikkonen getting back within that toe. And we've also got a bit of clean air for a little while. So, got to try and use it. But Raikkonen really now again on my tail. It looks like if you're behind, you've got such a advantage, it's unreal. Especially when you're within the 1 second DRS zone. I feel like, you know, DRS is making a hell of a lot of a difference here and in the slipstream. Whereas when you're not in the slipstream, by the looks of it, it looks like the car just not working as efficiently. Don't mean cars are not working though.
Pit now, pit now.
So it means cars just not performing maybe where we'd like. So we're kind of in this lap anyway, so this will be the lap where, you know, we make our pit stop onto a set of mediums and from there to the end of the race. And in come more two other cars. So we're going to get a bit delayed here, I think. Not too sure. Hopefully not.
Go, go, go. You'll be
Right, that's
racing
us
on the
out.
exit. Go, go now.
Did we jump Magnussen? I think we did actually.
Up to
So
speed
it
now.
was- I
Let's
knew
get
one
some
of us
heat
was
into
going to
those
get
tyres.
delayed. Didn't think it was going to be Magnussen though. But right, we're out. We're ahead of Kubica still. Behind Russell now. But ahead of Magnussen. So I have no idea really where this puts us on track. It is leading for a very interesting final few laps. Are we in the points? Are we outside the points? If so, who's ahead of us in terms of for that point scoring position? Which car is it, Russell? You know, is there someone else that I haven't named yet? You know, I just don't know. I think we're inside the points. Now, we've got to be. I think we could be in 10th. If my hunch is correct. But I'm not too sure, don't quote. But driving like that, we're not going to be in 10th nor 7th, but somehow managed to save the car. Still, but that cost us a bit of time. Just going to use a flashback. We've had a practically a very good race up to here. We've driven well, you know, and I feel like we deserve, you know, that was the one mistake where we made in this race so far. Usually we make mistakes, you know, a bit more. So I'm going to forgive myself for that and move on swiftly. Like the last race, we had a very difficult race. Advice: if you like a lot of spins, then go check out that video. But if you like more quality driving, you know, follow this video, I guess. But where are we going to rejoin? So, right, it looks like, yeah, P10. We are. So, right, Russell's in P9. So, question is, can we catch Russell? I don't think we can. To me, Russell looks too good, too far ahead. But at least we're going to pick up another point by the looks of it today. Kubica now making a run down the Kemmel Straight, trying to overtake. So for the next few laps, I feel like it's just about defending and just seeing where driving. It's just about driving well, seeing where the car takes us, and defending from Kubica. That's my opinion. I don't feel like the car is naturally there on paper right now.
Increase ERS deployment. It's time to
So
use
let's
some of
just
this charge.
try and bring home this 10th, which I would say has been, I'm not going to say well deserved, but a deserved place. Like, we haven't done anything spectacular to earn it, no, but we've been very consistent, I would say, like in terms of our pace, and that's why I would say it's been a deserved position. Like, it hasn't been the most spectacular drive, no, but it's been consistent. Lap in, lap out. We've only made that one mistake. That's now two, because I was not focusing properly. But we've only made, let's say, them two mistakes now in this race. Otherwise, you know, from lap 1 to lap 6, basically our pit stop, we haven't made any mistakes.
The car ahead is
And even then, like, yeah, the pace hasn't been too bad.
7.0 seconds.
And we had a nice few battles with people like Butler, Albon, Norris today, by the looks of it. So yeah. Now, I do think we may have a chance of catching Perez here, who isn't looking fast, too much faster than me. Maybe looking on a par with me right now. So, if Perez is on a par with me, in terms of pace, I think we could catch Perez here. I wouldn't say Perez looks ultimately quicker. Because he's been battling a little bit, is that why? I'm not too sure. But right now, had a terrible middle sector right now. Through there, and that was a terrible... That was absolutely shocking. That's the third mistake we've made. That though was the worst. That one wasn't even because I was focusing. Went out wide, hit the barrier. You know. But anyway, I think we'll let Kubica through here. I think he deserves that now. Because we're sort of wasting our opportunity. I'm going to follow Kubica now for a bit. Let's try and regain. Let's regain everything. Try and focus again. Try and find that performance we had in quali.
You can use overtake to get past. There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
What an idiot of a driver that is. I think it was actually our fault. I'm not too sure. Right, we go to the right. He could see the gap weren't there anymore. Typical K-Mag.
Okay, keep on him. You might make a mistake.
You wanna play blemmin' big man, mate? Play big man, but don't blemmin' chop me off. I don't really like Magnussen.
Check your MFD for a new
I like
strategy
him,
option.
but I don't really like how he races. I don't ever feel it's clean or fair. And even in the game, I don't think it's clean or fair. Like,
This is your final lap. Final
okay,
lap of
we
the
were
race.
pretty harsh to sort of cut up there as well, but I feel that more of a Verstappen manoeuvre. You don't just hang in until you make the contact. You get out of the position.
Gap to car in front is 5.0 seconds.
So Kubica will score his first point in Formula 1 now.
Yellow flag. Be aware, there's an
And by the way, I did
insect
let him
across the
through.
track.
And we're gonna
Taking
score
through
point
yellow
for the
flags.
humbleness. Like I went wide, but I also decided to let him through. I was gonna let him through anyway. So Kubica is gonna score his first point, but we're gonna obviously not even attempt to take ninth off him. I was looking, but yeah, nah, I'm not going to. Why would I do that? And just to make sure he crosses the line. There we go. So Kubica scores 9 points, we take a point. 2 points, sorry. We take a point. And that's a good day for Williams, you know. Very good day for the championship for Williams. Because that means they've like scored 6 points there. So Bottas wins another race then, so obviously Bottas is the man on the move right now. Leclerc takes the fastest lap, but Vettel is back on top.
No doubt in my mind, I have to give it to Robert Kubica. Everyone else needs to be taking notes, because that was an absolutely textbook performance from him.
Let's move on to the
And
constructors. It was a tough race for our
McLaren
championship leaders who
could
moved
soon
well at the
be
top of the
behind
table. Well, that was
Williams
certainly an incredible
if
weekend of
Williams
racing. Be
score
sure to
another
join
2
myself and Ant
points.
for more exciting Formula One action soon.
So going into the final 7 or 8 races, it looks like the battle for 6th is between us, Haas and Alpha. I think, and maybe even McLaren and Williams. I think, okay, we're probably battling more for 7th than anything else. I don't feel McLaren are going to get the jump on us. I don't feel Williams are either. I feel like we're battling for 7th. I feel Haas are way too far ahead at the moment to catch. So yeah, in terms of drivers, I think we're battling for probably 11th with Raikkonen here. I don't really feel we're close enough to really gain much on Magnussen. But we could. 9 points is all that's in it between myself and Magnussen. But, you know, I feel like that's a lot of points to gain in the last 8 races of a season. So it looks like the battles are certainly now starting to take place. Very, very close at the top though for the Drivers' Championship. And if they're not careful, they could even start to bring back into play the likes of Gasly and Verstappen if they're not taking one another out in terms of points wise. So yeah. Now, yeah, that's it then. I'm gonna say, let's put a few upgrades on the car if possible, and yeah, let's then go from there.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Lucas flew through the pack in that race. What's his secret? You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
So
We all underestimated you, didn't we?
obviously they're
Great.
talking about
Well, that's everything.
expectations really there, which is nice. Obviously doing an interview. P10 weren't bad. I think it's where we deserved in a way. Well, at the end I think we became a very sloppy driving. But otherwise I feel like it was pretty good overall, like how the race ended up in the end. I don't feel like we deserved anything more, but I don't really think we deserved too much less, if that makes sense. I feel like we got really what we deserved there, and that's what I want, really. I don't want to end up getting something I don't really deserve either. In terms of reputation, obviously, that again going up, and yeah, that's obviously all great. So yeah,
Looks like one of your rivals has also been invited to a historical event.
yeah.
This could be a good opportunity to play up
What
your
more can be
rivalry to
said?
the press and expand
You
your
know.
reputation.
We're doing well, you know, overall. So yeah, we can't complain. Now we're gonna just make one or two final upgrades. So these will be the final upgrades of the season. Then there won't be any more. I'm gonna try and just upgrade the chassis a little bit here, and then that'll be it. So that's the final upgrade. We may just do one upgrade there, but that's it then, 100% for the season. So this car that we're having at Monza will be basically the car we have for the rest of the season. There won't be any more, you know, upgrades coming to it. This is it. This is the final car. We may just have that one upgrade for Singapore, but that'll be then that final upgrade. So this is just basically the car that we'll have here at Monza is a complete car until the end of the season now. There'll be no more, you know, upgrades coming in line, you know, with what we're doing here. So yeah, you know, this is it basically. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say for that one. Let's see if there's any big shake-ups. Though before we get into Monza, we forgot to select our tyres. Balls, that gonna hurt us. Meaning, if we do get into Q2, we've only got the one run really. Which is annoying.
You've been skipping a lot of practice sessions lately. Keep in mind that
So,
practice is useful to get
yeah,
used to
department
driving,
failures,
improve your car
so
setups,
basically
and also helps
okay.
us gather data for car
Um,
development. Make sure you don't
pros
jeopardize
amendments,
your results by
technical
taking these
regulations,
sessions too
internal
lightly.
combustion. So, by the sounds of it, we've been already warned. So it looks like the area where we're gonna have R&D things will be here in the power unit. So Jeff sent us an email to say it looks like the power unit changes are gonna be the big one for next season. So we're gonna have to save basically them upgrades really going into next season, which is, you know, a good thing really for us actually in terms of that front. You know, it means then, so that's how many you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think that'll be easily savable, and that means then none of these get reset, which is good. We're just gonna then do that. So we probably then won't be doing this upgrade probably at the end of this weekend, so don't have to worry about that. But yeah, in terms of chassis, let's see where we are in that front. So we got the third best chassis after that. We're now the worst in aerodynamics, which isn't good. So yeah, we've got most draggiest car in a straight line, which ain't great. But yeah, So thank you for joining. I'll see you all next time. Subscribe, like and share. Click that bell icon. Comment down below what you think of today's episode and what you predict for next time. And until then, see you all tomorrow for a brand new video.